Kenya viva! Viva! Kenya first! Kenya first! Kenya first! Kenya first! When I say silence, you say it's complicity. Silence!
It's complicity!
Silence!
It's complicity!
Silence!
It's complicity!
Remember,
Kenya viva Kenya!
Viva!
Kenya viva Kenya!
Viva!
Kenya viva Kenya!
Viva!
When we lose our fear, they lose them. When we lose them, when we lose our fear, they lose their power. IMF!
Let's go!
IMF!
Mango!
IMF!
Mango!
Wakwenda ama wasikwende?
Wakwende!
Wakwenda ama wasikwende?
Wakwende!
Waanguke nayo ama? Waanguke nayo ama? We're here today to pass a very important message to the IMF. That we are tired of your exploitation. We are tired of your manipulation. And that you should leave Kenya now. For many years we have asked the IMF to stop loaning Kenya money because there is no way to figure out how to account for the budgeted corruption. But they have kept giving us money because of their sole interests. And the reason they do this is like our sister Mrs. Wood said, it's the resources. Na unajua wamepata resources zingine Kenya. Mnajua hivyo? Amjui? Wamepata resources. Just look at what's going on in our national parks and you'll find out why all this is happening. Now, couple of weeks ago on May, the IMF knew, and they knew very well that pushing this finance bill was going to lead to civil unrest. But they kept doing it. And William Ruto, who is so determined to please his Western masters, he is a puppet. He decided that, you know what, this is important for the IMF than it is for Kenya. And we want to tell the IMF today that the 53 debts are on you.
Yes.
They're on them, Sindio? Yes. What's her name? Julia Koza came on TV to tell us that she is sorry. Julia, we want to let you know that we do not accept your apologies because they will not bring our dead back to life.
Yes.
Julia Koza, pack your bags and leave Kenya. We refuse your agenda and all this debt forgiveness. No, that's not what we want. We want an entire cancellation of our debts. Amaje, wanguke nayo, sindio? We refuse exploitation. We refuse manipulation. We refuse your imperialism, and we refuse your neo-colonial tactics in Kenya. Wakwende ama wasikwende?
Wakwende.
Wakwende ama wasikwende?
Wakwende.
Wakwende ama wasikwende?
Wakwende.
viva Kenya viva!
Viva!
Kenya wapi?
Juu!
Kenya wapi?
Juu!
IMF wapi?
Chini!
IMF wapi?
Chini!
Thanks a lot, fellow Kenyans. Thanks a lot, fellow Africans. Thanks so much to everybody who is here to be with us today. First and foremost, my special tribute, my special condolences to the 53 Kenyans and probably many more Kenyans. We are still discovering bodies out there. These are our young heroes who had the bravery and courage to stand to power. Young Kenyans who have seen how the direction our country is heading, and they got the courage to ask the authorities, the powers, why are you doing this to us? And for that, they were killed. We need to be angry enough, Kenyans, and if these words reach out to those Kenyans who are not here, I'm saying we need to be like thousands of us here. The next thing I want to say is this. Kenya, I'm telling the IMF, I have a message to the IMF. Kenya is not your plantation.
Yes!
Lisa, the predatory lending practices that you pursued. We've been with you for more than 50 years. Africa, South America, Asia, the global South. We have seen your conmanship. We know what you're doing. And we have seen you. You can no longer hide. This is Gen Z. These are millennials. These are Kenyans who understand what is happening. You cannot continue to hide. The other thing I want to say, you have a history of discrimination. Today, they come to Africa and they give us this list of conditions to meet. Maybe some of you don't know. They just started giving loans to countries at war. Just the other day. This never used to happen, but now it's Ukraine. And we know the marriage that is there between the West and what is happening in Ukraine. But when we are at war, when we are our own troubles, they don't come to us. So, what I'm saying is this. They are more than ready to tell us to forget our Linda Mama programs. They are more than ready to tell us to reduce our health expenditure. They are more than ready to tell us to reduce our expenditure on education. Ruto must. When Ruto assumed power, he had a couple of things he could have done to improve the Kenyan financial situation. He had some low-lying fruits that he could have gone for. He knew there was a lot of wastage. He did nothing. We continue with the same wastage. We continue with unending benchmarking trips overseas. We don't know why they're doing it. Kenya is deteriorating day after day. We need to say an end to all this. His gang of ministers, his thugs ministers, they are stealing right, left, and center. And they don't have, they are not even ashamed of vomiting in front of our feet, showing us those trinkets, expensive trinkets they wear. The other day, Ruto himself was given, he told us, somebody in the Middle East paid for his flight to
Hustler.
Yes, that's bribery. That's bribery. He needs to come clean. Yes. We all know, we are Kenyans, we know. Hakuna fare ya free. What is it you're doing?
Ulitumiwa fare.
Ulitumiwa fare. What is it that we're selling? There's no free fare. And you know what you're doing. So, in conclusion,
my name is Valentine Dekai and I'm here today to protest the IMF. In May of 2024, the IMF told the Kenyan government that they knew that pushing the finance bill of 2024 will result to civil unrest. The IMF has been pushing structural adjustment programs in Kenya, which has been resulted to increasing taxes, reducing subsidies and cutting government spending, even in institutions like health and education. And that's why we have seen the value of items such as bread being proposed to increase in prices. They were trying to increase sanitary pads, cancer treatments, and every other thing that the common mwananchi uses today. And we've seen these tactics that the IMF uses. We saw what they did in Zaire, which is today the DRC. We saw what they've done in Sri Lanka. We've seen what they've done in Jamaica, in Haiti, and in Ghana. And we're here to tell the IMF today that we are tired of them bringing economic instability, and we want them to decolonize our economy right away.